who might be interested in joining our class, this is the best time. Send a mail to the osgacademy@gmail.com to book your slots. Seats are limited and we look forward to having you. So today I'll be talking about my experience at the social media marketing world in San Diego. So what happened and how did I get to know about it? I I am actually I'm actually subscribed to their newsletters, and obviously I get hi Z Olabisi, hello Jamal, hi everyone. So hi Knowledge Bandits, hello guys, how are you doing? So all right, so I got to know about their conference. I actually knew about the conference basically, but planning was actually one of the things that would always I actually procrastinate a lot, so planning was really difficult for me. And last year I made a decision. I said that's okay for 2018 that I have to be in San Diego for the conference. So I started planning last year, and from the tickets to the conference is actually different from flight tickets, hotel bookings, and all. They don't cover all of that. But the payment for the conference only covers the conference only. So you have to plan ahead. And one of the things I did, I'm really sweating. One of the things I did was that I started early enough. I started planning um, earlier before the event date in February this year. So I saved a lot of money because it was a lot of money, though a lot of money. So I saved a lot of money, and I planned ahead. So talking about the event itself, I arrived San Diego on February 27, and the event started February 28. So I needed to be there a day before. And yeah, San Diego is beautiful. Side talk, San Diego is beautiful. It gave me the vibe of Cape Town and Durban at the same time. Like if you've been to Cape Town, you've been to Durban, it was giving me that vibe. So I was feeling it a lot. But San Diego is actually beautiful. But the sad thing about my trip was that I didn't have the time to actually explore the city, or to look out for, or to just go somewhere. There was no time. It was just from the conference hall to my hotel back to the conference hall, like every day. So it was back and forth. Schedule was really tight. All the sessions were really powerful. So yes, so yeah, the event, yeah, it was a 3-day conference. And one of the things that I took away from the conference basically was number one. And again, before I start with my points, they had different keynote speakers. I'm sure you guys know Guy Kawasaki. I'm sure you guys know Mike Stelzner. I'm sure you guys know Rebecca Radis. I don't know if you guys know a lot of these people: Zach King, Roberto Blake, Leslie Samuel. There are lots and lots of social media brand influencers like across the world. And the event itself is actually the biggest social media conference in the world. So I met people from Canada, from Australia. I met people from what's this place called, Barcelona. I met people from what's this place called, South Korea. I met someone from South Korea, an agency from South Korea. Sorry, yeah, a guy works in an agency, a social media agency in South Korea. He was also at the event. I mean, different people from different parts of the world, basically. And I think I was not like I think I was the only one from Nigeria. And let me even talk about my experience when I registered for the event at the venue. Upon arrival, they requested for my ID, so I gave them my ID, and they saw the country and they were like, seriously? So you came all the way from Nigeria for this conference? And I was like, yes, I did. And they asked, oh, so what do you do? I introduced myself, to them, and they were like, oh, really? Like this must really be a big thing for you, and looking at the fact that people had to comment whenever, because during the event you have time to talk to other people. You have time to network with other people from different parts of the world, or yeah, different parts of the world. So you get to introduce yourself. And one of the things I actually had to do quickly was to say, hey guys, my name is Tosin, and I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm a social media influencer, a digital media strategist, and I go on and on. And they're like, so is there social media in Nigeria? I'm like, very active. Like, social media is very active in Nigeria. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think we live Do you think we live under the rock or what? I really don't understand. I had a conversation with a lady who I met, and she asked to where I was from, and I told her, and she said she asked, and like social media active in Nigeria. It's like, if you go on Twitter, Nigerians own Twitter, so don't. So some people don't even have the idea that social media is really active in this part of the world. That gave me an eye opener. So, but it was really good meeting other people from different parts of the world, also knowing that, yeah, those questions are really frustrating. So also knowing that you're not alone, also knowing that whatever it is that you're doing is not just you. And how will I explain it again? Whatever it is that you are doing right now as an influencer or a brand agency or a corporate firm or anything, I can say is that keep doing it. The world, meeting people from different parts of the world, at a social media event was just overwhelming for me. Like, I was really excited. At the same time, I was pumped. At the same time, it was too much information. At the same time, it was just everything was just happening at the same time. Everything was just, so the feeling was just different. Everything was just happening at the same time. I needed to keep my spirits high. I needed to make sure that I was in the right state of mind, because having to fly all the way to to that place, and then you get there and you want to start acting not normal and all of that. So I needed to make sure that I was in the right frame of mind, and it's really helped. It's really helped. So yeah, social media is not just what we think it is here in Nigeria or what we think it is in Africa. It's actually big. Social media is big, and a lot of people are making so much money on social media. Like, if you think you're number one here, I'm so sorry. There are people that are actually older than you. That's what it looks like. It looked like, sorry, because meeting different people made me realize and understand that, well, if you are here, if you're at a certain stage in your life or in your career, you then need to make sure that you owe yourself to you owe yourself success, you owe yourself to get better, you owe yourself to just be the best. That's just it. So, because most of the people that were there, I think the age category of people that the set of people that I saw at the conference were between 35 to 55, 60. Why did I say so? Or why did I say that? It's because most of these people, like, of course, we knew when Mark started Facebook. We all knew when there was i5 and the rest of them before Facebook came in, and then Twitter. Now it's Instagram. There's Google Plus. There's Pinterest. There's LinkedIn. Etc. Etc. So all of these people, I think they've been doing a lot of work. Like they've been building before Facebook became the social media network. So a lot of them were started building in their 30s. A lot of them started building in their late 20s. Now it's like 20 or 18 years after, and some of them are still in the game. So that now they're not just in the game, they're actually in the game as professionals, they're in the game as brand influencers, they're in the game as CEOs and founders and creators, basically. So they're actually big. And the whole experience was just, like I said, overwhelming, and I could not take all at the same time because I needed to give myself a break. In short, at a point I started having migraine. Like the back of my head was really aching me. Like, I could not sleep well. I didn't sleep well because I was flying from different cities, so I could not sleep well, and I needed to also attend some of my sessions. So it was a good one. And before I talk too much or out of point, for people who, because during my time in you want me to educate you guys, you have to come to my class on Friday, March 16. It's the seats are actually going fast right now. So if you want to join and know more about influencer marketing, basically, you can join our class March 16, 2018. Seats are still selling. We're selling seats. So you can book your seats. Send a mail to the osgacademy@gmail.com. I'll take it again. It's the osgacademy@gmail.com. Send a mail to us. We will send you the requirements, and then you book your seats. Okay, so let me just use this to mention that the facilitators for the class, we have 3 facilitators. One is Paul Adamson, also known as Lazy Writer. He's actually going to talk about Twitter marketing. The second person we're having is Jide Obonge Blog. Jide Ogusoya, also known as Obonge Blog. Jide owns ogbogeblog.com. He's going to be teaching participants on bot marketing. Now, I cannot stress the things that or I cannot say everything here, because most of the things that I learned at the conference will actually be taught at the influencer marketing class. So I can't really go on and on here, talking about it when I have a class already scheduled for this month. We'll be taking all of this, new, things that I learned. So Jide Ogbonge blog will be talking about bot marketing, how you can use bots, to promote your products and services on social media. And then the third person is Zeba IZ. She'll be taking a class on digital marketing. So for those of us who are into business online, or you have a platform, or you have a niche already that you are working on, or you are getting better and you just feel that you just need to know more, this class is the best class for you. We had our first session in January and it was sold out. The class was sold out. It was sold out. So I look forward to having people on March 16, 2018 for the next influencer marketing class, because one of the things I focused on at the conference was influencer marketing, and it was I think the third or the fourth most talked about topic at the conference. So it's a big thing, guys. Let's come for our class so we educate you more. So book your seat today and all. So yes, let me finish talking about the conference. So for those who sent me messages encouraging me, for those who were supporting me online, or those who were saying, "Hey girl, go girl, oh, it's something you do," and all of that, thank you guys, and I really appreciate all your messages. Some people also asked, Tosin, was it worth the while, or was it worth the money? Yes. The thing I'm gonna say basically is that you need to, I think we are all different, looking at the fact that I'm the kind of person that I love information, I love education, I love to just stay ahead and all of that. We are all different, so I will say it again, we're all different. So it depends on what you want to do and how you want to pursue your career. So if you're the type of person that want to go ahead and forge ahead in your career, this is one conference I'm going to recommend, and it's 100% stamped. This is no promotion or anything. This is me telling you, because if it's not good, I'll tell you. If it's good, that's what I'm doing right now, because it's good. It's the reason why I am sharing my experience with you guys. But you need to plan ahead. You need to plan way ahead to attend the event. So some of the key, because I have it here. So some of the takeaway from the event. I'll start with number one. Number one is be human. One of the things that I learned at the conference is to be human. Already we started the Always Power Girl platform in 2008, and so I've been an influencer for 10 years, and everything started on Facebook before Twitter came, Instagram came, and then all of these social media platforms are killing us every day. So on on Facebook, I was just, of course, I'm still me, and all I do is just to put out information on my platform, and the engagement on Facebook was really, amazing, and I needed to take it forward. So then I was in between either doing this or not, because I had a 9-to-5 job, so I really didn't know if there was a future in it. But thank God I I followed my dream, and I am here today. So one of the key things that I took away from the conference is, number one, is to be human. To be human enough, the same way I'm talking to you right now is the same way you need to talk to your people, you need to talk to your followers. Be human, so that you can have that connection with them. Same way I'm having that connection with you. So another thing again that I took away from the conference is build a community before you worry about the numbers. Building a community basically is what's this thing called? Now I just want to give a scenario. I want to give an example of building a community. Let's say, for instance, now I love what's this thing called? So now I love phones. I love phones, like different phones, and all I want to do on my page is just talk about phones. So I'll talk about phone A, phone B, phone C. So imagine if my cousin or my friend is looking for a recommendation on a particular phone that is out All I need to say is, okay, go to XYZ platform on Instagram, or go to XYZ platform on Twitter or their website, and check out the review on this particular phone. Now you've created a niche for yourself, and this is you putting yourself out there, putting information out there without even looking at maybe if I have 1 follower or 2 followers, or if I have 1,000 or 5,000. So basically, building a community comes first before you start worrying about the numbers. The numbers will grow, and I'll use Orospargo platform as an example. All started from zero. All the platforms started from zero. In short, my first tweet on August 29, 2009, I can still remember that tweet to today. Everything was from zero level. So you need to be able to build a community before you start worrying about the numbers. Because I get to meet a lot of people who say, oh, I don't have up to 5,000, I don't have up to 1,000. Hi Moji, what's up? How you doing? Hello Moji, thanks for joining me. Thank you so much. So I don't have 5,000, I don't have 1,000. How can I be an influencer, or how can I be a social media marketer or a manager or anything? You need to build a community. You need to have a niche first before you start worrying about the numbers. So number 3 is to post content that your audience will engage with. So basically, you already focused on your niche, which I use an example. I use this example of reviewing gadgets. So I'm going to talk about that as a niche. So the niche is reviewing gadgets. So already you have the niche of reviewing gadgets, and then you need to also engage your audience. So engaging your audience also falls around building content around gadgets. So Moji, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm fine. I'm tired. I still did tired self. I look stressed. So focus on your niche. So the niche is gadgets. So imagine if so now the new Samsung S9 is coming out, or is out. The pre-order link is out already. So pre-order for your phone, and then imagine I have the Samsung S9, and I say, hey guys, oh, this is the Samsung S9, blah blah blah, and I go on, and I do a review and I publish. That's already creating content for that niche. So anybody looking for a review on Samsung S9, what they do is they come straight to your page, and then they get what they want to know. So you're feeding people with information that they will value for a long time, and your content will also last for a long time, because people would always go back to that content to see to read about the review of the Samsung S9. So basically, the case study and the focus is gadgets. So I'm using gadgets as an example. So number 4 is to put social back to social. When I heard put social back to social, I didn't understand it. But I think when I got back to my hotel, I then understood what the speaker said about putting social back to social. Social media, we call it social media because we have to be social. So being social and putting social back into social is basically being fun online and also engage your followers online. I think that's the best way I can explain it, because if I have to be social, I have to show my face, I have to show up every day, I have to make sure that the business is running, I have to make sure that a lot of things are happening at the same time. So, and in between all of these things, we have a lot of people or a lot of followers who come to your page or who come to your platform just to get 1 or 2 information about certain things. So you have to make sure that it is fun. You have to add that fun part into it. And I think a case study I can add to this is the comedy platforms like Cracks TV, Funny African Pics, Laugh Nigeria, Sweet TV, and the rest of them. Those are platforms that you always go to just laugh. You just want to say something that will just make you happy. So add social into it. Be fun. Let it be addictive, and let it be something very engaging. So another thing I learned again is to build relationships from a service perspective. This is one thing we all need to learn. Everybody learns. We all learn every day, and building relationships from a service perspective. I need to drink water. So basically, what it means is that imagine if someone goes into your DM and says, "Hey, hello, I just followed you on Twitter, or I just followed you on Instagram, and I need to have your rates." Your response is actually what matters. They say the first impression it takes the last longer. How do they put that in English? I don't want to go into it, but the way you respond to the person matters a lot. So it's either you start with hi or hello or good day or greetings, and then you sell yourself and sell your business. Now, for the person to go into your direct DM to say, "Oh, send us your advert," it shows that the person has heard a lot about you or your brand, or the person was referred to your brand. So you need to make sure that you treat everybody every day, as good as you can, because that way, that's when you start building relationships with people online. That is when you start building trust with people online. That's the best way you can actually do business online, because most of the people that we engage with every day, we don't get to see them, we don't get to meet with them, but we just try to do our best. So that's one of the things I also learned from the conference. Like, building relationships is very, very key. And this is not just Instagram, like on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, or which other platform again? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. So people definitely will connect with you on different platforms depending on where you are, and it's not necessarily that you have to be on all platforms. So I'm really talking about your business platform, or the platform that you really engage people with. And the next thing I learned again, or that I wrote down, it says, small is the new big. Find the right content for the right kind of people. So it says small is the new big. Big, I like Agidigba. Hi, Legal Looks Boutique. Thank you for joining us. So it says small is the new big. So you have to find the right content for the right kind of people. So meaning, if you have, I will take it back to starting with low followers and everything. If you have 1,000 people following you, and they are effective, and you engage them and they respond, hold on to that 1,000. Small is the new big. It doesn't have to be that you need to have 1,000, or you need to have 10,000, or you need to have 100K or 1 million to say, oh, you are big online. 1,000 will do a lot. Than 1,000 followers can be more effective than 1,000,000 followers. I'm sure most of you will agree with that, and if you don't, well, you can actually drop your comments below. But small is the new big. So you guys should focus on that and make sure that you know the content that you need to give or engage with your followers. So another thing I also learned at the conference is communication on social media is moving towards true relationship building. Hi Ajibola, thank you for watching from Berlin. Thank you so much. God bless you. So communication is also key via social media. I was okay, so I'm currently reading a book. I don't have the book here, and if I stand up, people will leave. I am currently reading a book, and I'm going to recommend it to people. It's called Lynchpin. Lynchpin. I'll write it out so that you guys can see it. It's called Lynchpin by Seth Godin. I follow Seth online, so it's called Lynchpin by Seth Godin. So this is the name of the book that I'm reading. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, yeah, that's it. So that's the name, that's the title of the book that I'm reading currently, and I'm getting a lot of information from that book. And one of some of the things that I read in the book just reminded me of what I wrote down during the sessions. Social media is moving towards building relationship with people, like online. If you have people who are actually dedicated. Oh, you're showing backwards. I will type it, Muji. I think I will type it. Let me just type it here. Lynchpin by Seth Godin. Seth Godin. That's the title of the book that I'm reading. I got the book at the airport. I am a book lover. I love books, so I'm so sorry. I'm not a lecturer or anything, but I'm just a book lover. So I got the book. Yeah, I just typed the name now. I'm so sorry. I just typed the name. So communication is very key. One of the things I learned from the book is that your profile is your CV. Now this is it. Your profile is your CV. If I go online and I say okay, let me use Olori Supergirl as an example now. I'll type Olori Supergirl, and the first thing that pops up on the screen is the profile. So imagine if there's a profile of Olori Supergirl, and there are no details like email address, your location, what you do, your phone number, and all of these things are not added. Then what's the whole essence of coming to your page? This is very key because it is social media, and social media is like, now social media is, everything is fast. Like everything is working like I don't know how to put it in English. Like everything is just going faster. So people get to go online and they need to search for you. What they need to see, what the first thing they need to see, the first thing they see would definitely. How do you have time to read so much, baby girl? I create that time to read. You should see my bookshelf. As in, I have a lot of books that I read, and I buy as much as I can to make sure that I read. I know that it's not necessary that I read, but I make sure that I read basically. So I buy books and I read. So I create time. So building your profile and having all the detailed information on your page is very important, because that's the only way people can get to know who you are, what you do, where they can find you, or where you're located. It is very, 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 very key. So another thing that I also learned is to keep an eye on messenger and text marketing. So one of the things and one of the sessions we'll be having at the training on Friday, March 16 is bot marketing. And like I said, you can still book your seat for the training. It's holding on March 16, 2018. Seats are limited, and they are going out faster. So bot marketing will be taught at our session on influencer marketing, at the influencer marketing training class. So we were talking about bot marketing basically. So so it's so these are some of the things that I wrote down, some of the key takeaways that I got from the conference. And these things are from people that that are actually big in the social media world basically. So if they are saying all of these things, and I feel and I think that they are very key and important for us to apply into our digital lives every day, because this life that I live in is digital. Everything is technology. To press phone, to press TV, to do everything is just So so these are the things that I wrote down, and more will still come in all of our trainings. So thank you guys for joining me. If you have any question, please you can start asking. I will be taking your questions now. So you can ask your questions. Ask me any question. Ask me any question regarding the topic, social media marketing world takeaway. Not any other question. If I see any other question, then I'm only joking. Okay, so Moji said, how do you have time to read so much? Please touch on this. Okay, so how do I have time to read so much? I create time to make sure that I read. In as much as what we do, or is an influencer. Okay, tell me why. Okay, I'll get back to you. So I create time to read, and I work late into the night, so most of the time in the afternoon I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping when work is ongoing. I might be sleeping or resting, so I create time to read an hour or two. I'm not trying to sound like I am perfect or like I have a timetable to follow. My schedule can change at any time. Anything can happen. I climb my just corner and hey, just say how far. Okay, there's a meeting now. Meeting? Okay, show my if there's money I will go. If there's no money I'll sit in my house. I don't do it for anything. So I create time to read, and it is very, for me it is actually a way of life for me already. It's not like I need to have a schedule to say okay it's time to read, or like it's time to eat. No, I read when I have the time, so I just pay that time. Okay, so I'll go back to the questions now. Now that the questions are coming in, let me just take the questions one after the other. So Tomiwa asked, is an influencer a brand ambassador? Well, for me, okay, I'll use myself as an example. When I started promoting Samsung, we didn't even have the phone at that time. So when I started promoting Samsung on Twitter with some other influencers, this should be like 7 years now that I've been influencing for Samsung. And as at then, it was just okay. So then it was like the brand, agency, influencer. So the gap between the influencer and the brand was this big, like it was this big, So there was no way we could connect to the brands and all. But we were doing our job, on Twitter. We were doing all we could do and all. And at a point in the whole, in between all of these things, people started saying, so when is the next Samsung device coming out? And I'm like, so I'm so sorry, I'm not an ambassador, so why are you asking me? Or I am not this, I know why are you asking me. So at a point I stopped saying that because it felt like it is my duty and it is my work, or it's not part of the work for me to know about the brands. Then this was then. So I needed to have more information about what's happening. I would just go online, or ask questions. Okay, so what's the next thing, what's the next device coming out, blah blah blah. And I decided, talking about the brand, so anybody can easily call to say, Tosin, so when is the S9 coming out? And I'll tell them, oh, the S9 will be available on March 16, 2018, but you can actually pre-order online, blah blah blah. And already it makes me an influencer stroke brand ambassador, basically. But on your brand ambassadorship, they will have to stamp it and publicize it and tell people, okay, this person now is not the brand ambassador of, but at that point in my life, I just realized that I just needed to add that to my work. So when people come to me for information, I don't need to turn them away or turn them back. I need to be available to give them the right information, so that way they can say, oh, okay, Oluspagel said this, or Tosin said this, and that way it goes a long way. So when I realized that, okay, that was a gap between influencing for a brand, or representing a brand online, and also influencing for them, and also getting to have information, the right information about a particular product or service that they were rendering, or they are rendering. It's also best to my own knowledge too. So I am now, I know I have the information. I can also tell people what it is all about. So I think both work at the same time, because I needed to realize it in between too. So tell me let me know if I really answered your question or not. Let me know if I answered your question or not. But for me, I just used myself as an example, because at a point it didn't just stop at talking about a particular product. If you're really interested in a particular product and you want to represent a particular product, I think you go the extra mile to do more and give people more about it. So let me know if I answered your question. People like my gap tooth now. What things do we need to accomplish before getting paid? Knowledge bandits, I need to understand your question. I'm sure your question needs to have a question before that question. So let me know what that question is before getting to. I don't understand before getting paid. Yeah. Okay, Tomiwa, noted. Okay. All right. So, yes. So I had to just use myself as an example, because it has happened to me a lot of times. Like, people will just walk up to me and say, okay, so what is this? And if I tell them no, if it just feels like I'm turning them down, or I'm letting them down. So I just make sure that I have that information ready. Like, I have that information ready. So when you ask, okay, so when is the next? I will tell you, da da da, and then I know it is. So Moji is asking, have you always loved to read, or did it come after you chose to make a conscious effort? I asked because reading is an integral part of development, and reading culture here is very bad. Moji, I agree with you. The reading culture is very bad, and I took it as an habit to make sure that I read. Why is this for me? Because I think at a young age, I remember one of my uncles then. So we had school closes at 2, then lesson starts from 2:30 to 4, then 4 p.m. So 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I should be in the house at that time, and this was when I was in primary school. So once it's 5 o'clock, my uncle will come and tell me, okay, take this book and then start reading. By 6 or 7 or 6:30, I should be done. 6:30, cartoon starts showing on STV or Channels TV. Well, cartoon starts showing on Channels TV like 4 p.m. already, but like 6:30, that's when I get the time to watch cartoons. So I get to read from 5 o'clock to 6:30, and when I'm reading, it's like I'm really giving myself a lot of stress, and then I'm forcing myself to read. But at a point in my life, I later found out that it has to be a part of me, because in as much as the world today is actually a fast-paced world, and everything we are doing right now is just at the tip of our fingers, it's also best that we have something also in our heads. So you don't just come online, or you don't just meet people, or you don't just engage with people and you have nothing to show for it. I mean, intellectually, you need to be out. You need to be what's this word called? Like, you need to know something upstairs. So everything started happening to me, at the point in my life. Reading became a part of me. Should I show you my bookshelf? You guys should not scream when you see my bookshelf. It's just a fraction of what you would see. So that is my bookshelf, and that's like a fraction of what you can see. I have different books under different categories, and I do a lot of reading on business. I do a lot of reading on business. I do a lot of reading. Okay, let me do it this way so you guys can see the bookshelf. Okay, so this is it. From the top there, you have advertising, photography, and then you also have books from magazines and the rest of them, travel magazines. Then these are books on business. I don't know if I can go closer. Business, and that's a book from which other place again? Yeah, it's a lot basically, so it's a lot of it, and I can go on, and it goes all the way down. Can you see that? It goes all the way down. So so yes, yeah. So that's that's just a fraction of what you can see right now. I have some other books that I keep, some in my bag. I have my notepad, I have my pen. I make sure that I have my pen and notepad with me all the time. Yes, have I read all these books? Yes. Yes, but that doesn't mean I have everything done in my head. But I've read all the books, because the thing is that I don't just buy books because I want to keep them. Now, one of the things I don't like doing is to clean the bookshelf, because it gets dusty all the time. So I make sure that whatever I'm buying, I have to open it. Crushing It. I am looking for that book. Tomiwa. Oh my God. I am really, see. There is really no. Okay, so because for my last trip, I stopped by at Heathrow Airport, and I checked I checked the bookstore at Heathrow, and I didn't see that book. In short, they didn't even have it at all. Crushing It is one of the books I want to buy. I mentioned it earlier in the year. I want to buy that guy's book. Gary V is number one for me. So I make sure that I read. I don't just buy to keep. I open immediately. I write the date I bought the book. I put my name on it, so that I know that yes, I have opened the book. And then I make sure that I have my pen with me, and then I have my let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Hold on, guys. Okay, so there is a book here called titled The Definitive Business Plan by Richard Stutley. So this book, I bought this book at Oral Tambo. I bought this book in South Africa on my way back to Lagos at one point. I can't remember again. I've been to SA how many times now? I can't even count the times I've been. I can't count the number of times I've been to South Africa. So I bought this book. At Oral Tambo, and that is how I just pick these books. Like I go into CNA, or I go into Exclusive Books at Oral Tambo, and I just go there. I make sure that the library for me, the bookshelves, the bookstores are like, God, that's my own therapy. That's the only way I get myself better. So I make sure that I have my pen with me, and I also have the book with me. So once I purchase the book, the first thing I do is to make sure that I write my name on it, and then I start reading. So I read. Yes, I do. I have time to read. I create that time to read. So yes, you don't really need to read all of the book. All you need to do is to make sure that you read some pages that really that can attend to the needs that you need. That can attend to the needs you want to correct at a particular point in time. So yes, it is good, and I will also recommend people to read. Please read. It is very important to read. It helps. It helps in different ways. I can't stress it. I can't stress it at all. So it helps in different ways. So Olori, why? Okay, so yeah, I'm still waiting for questions. Moji said, my screen. Okay, so Moji said, hello, you know me waiting. Readers are leaders. Yes, readers are readers. Hey, readers are leaders. Readers are readers. Yes, readers are leaders. I agree and I concur with you. Readers are leaders. All of these books that you're seeing here, I have been in short. I still have what's this thing called? You know, this Punch newspaper. I still have like um the old ones. I still have the old ones. One of the books I also need. I think I should be recommending books to people. Should I start a session on that? Let me know, yes or no. Should I just start a session recommending books to people to read every week? Let me know. I think this I'm feeling good right now. This is one book I can also recommend to people. This book has really helped me a lot, and I bought this book. Can you see? I bought this book in 2014. That's my signature there. So as you can see, I bought the book in 2014. Once I get the book, I write the year or the date and I sign on it. I bought this book 4 years ago. I read this book in, I think it took me some days to finish the book because the book is actually informative and it's really educative. And I got the book at OR Tambo International Airport in South Africa. See me. Every time I just walk past that airport, I make sure that I get into CNA or exclusive bookstore to make sure that I get at least one or two books. It's mandatory. Aside from saving up money for data, Wi-Fi is key for me. I make sure that I have enough money to make sure that I'm online. The next thing I do is to make sure that I have at least little change to buy some books. So I buy books when I travel. So I have a lot of books I can actually recommend to people. If you're interested, let me know so that I can do all of these book recommendations. It's not easy. So let me know if you guys have questions, or let me know if you have any question. Let me know. So today I talked about the social media marketing world takeaway. If you're just joining, thank you for joining. If you joined earlier, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. If you learned anything from what I said, let me know. Send me your questions if you have any, and we'll be willing to attend to you.